My name is Chelsea Bass. I am the Assistant Director of Student Success, and I am the Coordinator of First Year Experience, which entails Welcome Weekend, Peer Mentor, and anything first year student stuff.
I'm Caitlyn, Chelsea's sister, Head Manager for International Affairs. We've worked together since we were 13, 12, like we babysat together. We had the same part-time job after high school in Old Fort, Ohio, so we've worked there, and
roommates in college.
Yeah, like you name it, we were twins, but we're not twins.
And our jobs kind of, like I work in advising and I work with a good amount of international students, so our jobs kind of overlap.
Yeah.
A little confusing at first, but it's okay. I get her email, she gets mine occasionally.
Yep.
I've been super fortunate to have opportunities to grow at the institution. I've never felt like I've plateaued, and anytime I've had that inkling, I've shared that. I said I don't want that to happen because I love TU. I'm very attached to our students and our staff and our faculty here. I remember the first time working here and I'm directionally challenged. I understood where to go the first couple times around. I was giving tours a few months later after working here and confident in the environment. And then as soon as I recruited students and I started knowing people, you get attached. Like even if I only worked with students their first year, I would still see them and talk to them, and I love cheering them on and going to their events, if it's musicals or sporting events. Like you do feel connected. And I have friends who work like corporate jobs or even other things. It's very different. They're like, oh, you hang out with your coworkers outside of work? I'm like, yeah, some of my best friends are because of Tiffin University, even people that don't necessarily work here. But I also love this area. Like I'm fortunate to have we've grown up 10 miles down the road.
Right, yeah.
And that's a very unique thing to find yourself so close to home, but it feels like home now. Like I couldn't imagine going somewhere else and having that same butterflies and happy feelings.
I have to say, like, the family atmosphere, as a student in high school, elementary, all of that, I was on an IEP. And if you're like dyslexia or anything like that, like Tiffin has the stuff to help you. Like there's smaller classrooms, there's stuff where you can go and get help and feel a little more connected versus maybe another institution, which I didn't know that. I had no idea about all this until I got here, but I love telling students that, telling people that, like, you gotta feel like home. And even though we grew up here, like the university is home too.
Yeah. And I also say, like, I worked in admissions at first, so I went to a larger school, we went to the same school. But I remember my mom, I'd go home at night and she would say, oh, you answer the phone right away? Oh, you get back to people the same day? Like, I had no idea, and I think the perception we had, because you just hear private. Yeah. You grew up in the area, you hear, oh, private, Tiffin, oh, that's gotta be expensive. But honestly, if we would have compared the two, it would have been very similar. Yeah. We could have lived at home, we could have commuted. I think it honestly could have been cheaper, potentially. So it is a really good thing to always explore all your options. Like I had a good experience, but I know here, like, I went into 300-person lecture halls, and it is very intimidating. Yeah. I don't think a student should feel that way. I think you're greeted with a happy face. Your professors will know your name, and I think that's huge. I think if a student graduates here and they don't know someone personally, I think that's somewhat on them somewhat. Like I don't know how you would leave this place without making some sort of connection. Even if it's not an advisor, it's a professor, it's a staff member, a coach even.
Yeah, I feel like we make connections with our students so easier here, and the students can make that too. This past spring, since fall sports were in spring, I had the opportunity to walk one of our international players out for senior night for her because her parents couldn't come from Europe because of COVID and the travel bans. So I made that connection with her. I was like, hey, if you want, I'll walk with you and I'll do that. So I got the opportunity to do that, which is really cool. And I think it's really important to know, like, we go to the games. Like you will see your staff, your faculty, they will be at that game supporting you. If you ask them, they'll go. And I just think that's the norm. I don't know anything else. Like you help your students. We're here because of our students.
I was just gonna say that. So at the end of the day, whatever else doesn't really matter because it's student-centered.
We take a chance on the little guy. We give students an opportunity. We let them find their way and succeed. I think if we're not letting students have an opportunity, that's on us and not them. But we give a lot of opportunities for our students, and we give our students enough resources to succeed. I definitely think we are the underdogs with our students, and we see something in them that we see, and we want to help them be that diamond in the rough and shine them up and see their success story 4 years later.
And I do think a big portion of our population and our staff and faculty are first generation college students. And I think that is wonderful. I hope they feel welcome and supported, and that's their families too. It's not just the student, it's like a whole family environment for them too. Like, it is confusing. I know our dad went to college, but our mom didn't.
No.
So she was the one that was filling out the FAFSA and all these things, and she was like, I wish I was the oldest child at the end of it. I'm the youngest, I couldn't help her. It's overwhelming, so I hope they feel that they're getting all the support they need, even on the front end when they're just interested or inquiring about the university. But I do think the fact that we're a first generation college campus, that we do take chances, but I think we help our students to be successful if they're willing to put in the effort. We will match that effort and then some, which I think